General certificate of confirmation.
So this certificate will go with every shipment.
Yeah, this is the confirm, and we are so delighted today to get this certificate released under the auspicious presence of Suresh Bhai Kotak ji, the Cotton Man of India, and also our Honorable Textile Commissioner, and also Chavan Saab, Secretary Textile Committee, and Chairman, and all the other senior Vice Chairman and past Chairman of Texprocil. And with these few words, we hope to carry this program forward, and we will have a discussion on this, how this certificate is issued under the protocol that we have agreed upon with the control unit.
No,
for traceability.
Thank you. I'd like to ask you one thing.
Yes. Please, sir.
What do you gain by
USP. You get the certificate, you have the certificate of origin for authenticity of Indian cotton being used. In today's world, there are challenges you are facing because the cotton that is in use is often questioned. There's a big question mark.
Yes.
Please prove to me, as the buyer says, that you use Indian cotton and not, let us say, the Xinjiang cotton or any other cotton. Xinjiang cotton has come up.
Source of cotton.
So therefore, there is a need for traceability.
It all started with this
Pima. Pima.
Yeah.
Supima.
Yes.
Supima and
Gcse.
their office.
And we were very much involved in that. So these people, they thought, see, the beauty of the thing is we became second largest producer of cotton. We became, but how these countries where the cost is very high, they concentrated on
Yes, sir.
sustainability,
Yes, sir.
traceability, and
this circularity.
and
Three.
so that's why.
Yes, sir.
So that was the starting place, starting
So we
point.
have got this, what we have started is something, is an indigenous model. It is low cost. It has full capabilities of being scaled up to the level that has been reached by Pima and Gcse and
And
others.
this is an assurance.
So there is.
This is an
So we will
assurance.
have a presentation, sir. We'll go through that.
Basically driven by.
Yes. And I must compliment and for Mr. Lalpuria ji, who was actually Patwari Saab, and of course, sir, who has always been enthusiastic to new ideas. So we have now put together this. We are happy to report progress as we go along, as our colleagues will give in the presentation. And we can have a discussion on that, so and take it forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You look like Babuji.
Presentation करेंगे तब
Oh, yes.
come go ahead.
That's true.
You look like Babuji.
Presentation.
कलकत्ते में तो मेरे को
Go ahead.
मिलता है, तो मदन को
Good
छोड़
afternoon, everyone. Thank you,
Bilkul.
everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
That
Thank you,
same
sir.
style.
And the entire Texprocil leadership team who supported us in the entire thought process and in the pilot run and in the implementation of the this initiative of working out that general certificate of conformity for Indian farm cotton.
Yes.
So as you can see that, we had
Correct.
initiated the discussion almost a year back, and we took a lot of brainstorming and a discussion over 7 to 8 months, over which a lot of challenges were put in front of us. And the key factor which was there in front of us, that we have to come up with a cost-effective solution for the Indian manufacturers who can use it on a very broader scale, because there were certain challenges when we compared it with the global scenario. Like in case of international market, there are bigger farmer fields. In India, it is smaller land holdings, and there was no set pattern or process being standardized in India. So the entire thought process was to do something which was for the first time and on a very bigger scale. So next slide, please, sir. So this is a very brief introduction of what Control Union has contributed in terms of traceability and sustainability in the global scenario. So very briefly, I will say that we are a 100-year-old company and we are an agricultural based organization, and we are the front runners in all the certifications which you listen today, whether it is organic, GOT, GRS, and there are at any given point of time we operate more than 700 certifications, and
700?
certifications we operate globally, and all of them are predominantly agriculture dominated. And our experience into textiles started from farming only, and then subsequently with the manufacturers and the brands, we are still known for the agricultural commodity organization. And in the past 2-3 years, we have contributed a lot to the Indian ecosystem in terms of our various other certifications. So next slide, please. So a brief about what happened and what brought us to this point where we all started talking about. So in July, a regulation was going to come in place in US that the Xinjiang cotton was going to be prohibited entry into the US market. So whatever solutions were present, it was a testing methodology which was very expensive. It cost around $800 per testing method. So there was another conventional method of traceability which was the only option. And so instead of proving that it is not Xinjiang, it is better to prove that it is Indian cotton. So this is how we all initiated the baseline of the certification program of the Texprocil Control Union General Certificate of Conformity. And the key benefits of these programs would be, first of all, you can claim it's made in India, product integrity, product authenticity, verification, traceability, origin conformity, and majority of the brands today talk about farmer tracing. Most of the brands are interested to know that who is my actual farmer from whom the t-shirt or the garment has been manufactured.
So how do you do the farmer tracing?
Next slide, please. So this is a working model of the Gcse process flow. So as you can see, the first process starts from the ginners. Okay, so where the cotton farm, the procurement methodology starts at the ginning phase. So we have developed a verification mechanism where the ginners are held responsible to maintain the integrity of the information which they collect at the time of the procurement. Definitely, since we are talking about the conventional cotton, so we cannot go into that the ICS model where it is a norm in case of organic and other certification process. But yes, we are dependent on a community-based model because we know that there are 3 types of the cotton procurement process. One is which the through the mandi mechanism, because whenever there is a procurement through mandi, there is a you have to furnish the farmer details, and then it is there. Then there is a trader involved in the procurement process where they go to each farmers and the fields and they procure it. And the third process is when the farmer directly comes to the ginners to place it. So we will explain in the coming slides that how the data is being captured and how it is being monitored and everything is there. So the entire verification happens at the ginner's place where the entire traceability is captured in a blockchain-based software model. And subsequently, it moves in the entire supply chain from spinning to knitting to weaving to processing, manufacturing, and up to the brands and retailers. So we have the complete traceability that even if the cotton has been manufactured in India, produced in India, and if it is being stitched in Turkey, somebody sitting in Turkey can claim that whether he has procured a Xinjiang cotton or an Indian cotton. So this is what we have produced it, because a yarn can be manufactured in India and it can be knitted in Bangladesh and then the garment can be sold. So the same problem arises that why should somebody buy from India yarn only when he cannot prove that it is of an Indian origin? Or somebody who is selling a finished product in India, how can he prove that the cotton which is being used in that particular specific product, it is produced in India or made in India? So the data collection mechanism and the verification happens at the ginning stage where all the data is being collected and gathered through the audit. Basically, it is an on-site audit. So our auditors go there, they train the gin facilities, they audit their data collection methodology. Lot of ginners have their own data entry softwares, lot of blockchain softwares have come up, a lot of advancements have happened. Those who don't have those type of protocols or those type of methodology, we train them to prepare it on Excel basis, and then there is a auto upload mechanism on our softwares. So through that mechanism, it is being managed and captured. And today in the pilot run, we will show that how the data has been captured and
How many you have covered?
Yeah, we will come up on. Next slide, please. So this is a demo of how the traceability will function. So basically at any point of the production, whether it is a bale or a yarn or a finished product, a QR code will be generated on the blockchain model. And once it is scanned, you can see that the entire trace of the who is the ginner, who is the spinner, who is the knitting, and who is the dyeing, and harvest. Harvest is a separate section, that who is the harvester of that specific product. So here we are giving product integrity claim. That means that in this specific shirt, who was the ginner, who was the spinner, who was the knitter, or who was the weaver, and where the dyeing has happened. So complete traceability, and with the map which all the brands and all the manufacturers can use it, it is going to be implemented. The software has already been, is running in a beta mode, and within 3 to 4 months, it will be on a full-fledged version for the buyers to utilize it, and for the anyone. So anyone who is a part of the program will be enrolled into it, and this facility he can see in the backward mode, and for the brands, the complete visibility will be made available in the international market. Next slide, please.
Excuse me, one question.
Yes.
When you buy a shirt, you said you can find out these things.
Yes.
But a man in the street or or consumer, what does he care? Whether it is Indian cotton or it is Chinese cotton?
True. But see, the question is the brand or the retailer cares. He wants this certification. The user, the consumer himself may not care, but the brand and the retailer want this certification, or they want this traceability. That's why we need to provide.
You know, they don't want this Chinese, Indian cotton.
But I love
The whole dispute has started because of this
Chinese
20% of global cotton that is
Being
coming
ginger.
out from this Indian area.
Yeah.
70% of
That the US has passed a legislation now, which is effective 22nd of June.
Banned, which is banned.
It is banned. Like, so whatever being produced out of that cotton, when it reaches the US shore, it will not be accepted. So what happens, say if they are not accepted, then what is accepted? The next question comes.
Plus, there's
Then
also
how
a huge
you
penalty on it.
differentiate between that?
They're also penalizing the importer in a very big way.
No, not only penalizing, the customs will not clear your
Confiscating. And plus, there is a penalty.
Plus there is a penalty. Plus there is a
If
penalty.
you do not prove that this is from my Indian cotton, then how the custom will accept it? Because once they have mentioned about.
That is the point.
Yeah.
So, but what mechanism do they have at the customs gate to
So
say this
they
is things
periodically
here?
draw they first ask for a certification that you have to produce before the goods come to the US shore. There is a certification process.
That is
So
understood.
that they have to submit.
They want the proof.
No,
they
no,
want-
that's understood. So you given a certificate, all right. What is it? How do they cross check whether the
There's a test check,
certificate?
no?
How do they do it? What is the technology they use?
Lot of testing.
They have few agencies they have certified. Who test on the basis of soil and other things.
Actually, sir, what is happening is that brands are saying that whether do you have that traceability or not in the first place. The first thing is that you are saying that it is the country of origin is India. What evidence you are having?
No, that's
No,
understood.
he is
That's
asking.
understood.
Yeah, that is-
अब मान लो आपने कर दिया, हरी देख
आपने
लिया।
कर दिया।
Yes.
So what is their way to know कि जो आपने किया वो सही किया?
हाँ, मैं आपको
हाँ।
बताता हूँ मैम, इसमें
ये
क्या
तो
है
ये
कि
प्रूफ करेंगे उसको।
हाँ,
वो कैसा उसको वैलिडेट करेगा?
आपको हम प्रूफ है। देखिए मैम, इससे पहले 20 साल से हम लोग ऑर्गेनिक सर्टिफिकेशन रन कर रहे हैं, रिसाइकल्ड सर्टिफिकेशन रन कर रहे हैं। इन सब में जो ट्रेसेबिलिटी का मैकेनिज्म, उसका सारा डेटा स्टैंडर्ड ओनर के पास रहता है। इट इज विद अ वॉलंटरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। कुछ भी प्रोडक्ट मूवमेंट होता है, जैसे हमारे पास किसी ने मूवमेंट किया तो उसका शिपिंग बिल, ट्रांसपोर्ट डॉक्यूमेंट, ई-वे बिल विद रिकॉर्ड, इट कम्स टू अस एंड देन वी ट्रांसफर द सेम। एक बैंक सिस्टम की मैकेनिज्म होती है मैम। ओके, सो एंटायर रिकॉर्ड इज केप्ट इन अ ब्लॉकचेन बेस्ड सॉफ्टवेयर मॉडल। और हमें एक स्लाइड पीछे प्लीज,
Go back.
go back one slide please,
Rakesh.
one back slide please, back. हाँ मैम देखिए, इट इज जस्ट अ मॉडल। यहाँ पे कभी भी जब भी प्रोडक्ट का मूवमेंट होगा, जिसको हम कहते हैं टीसी, ट्रांजैक्शन सर्टिफिकेट, दिस ट्रांजैक्शन सर्टिफिकेट इज जस्ट लाइक अ चेक। जब एक बैंक से दूसरे बैंक में पैसा ट्रांसफर होता है तो आप चेक का से आप एग्जांपल समझ सकते हो। और एक आरबीआई होता है, आरबीआई इज द सेंट्रल मॉनिटरिंग बॉडी की पैसा कोई भी कहीं भी कैसे ट्रांसफर करेगा उसके पास सारा रिकॉर्ड रहता है। तो दिस प्रोग्राम ओनर हैज ऑल द डेटा। अगर मैं इनको देता हूं तो मैं इनको एक ट्रांजैक्शन सर्टिफिकेट दूंगा जिसमें सारा प्रोडक्ट की इंटीग्रिटी, रिकॉर्ड सब कुछ पास ऑन होता है। इट इज पास्ड अपॉन। सो इफ अ बायर वांट्स, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज, next slide please,
Change the slide.
change the slide please. So what happens is that there is a QR code generated on that which is on a blockchain. If somebody wants to know that here you can see that there is a blockchain model and where through what it has happened. Here you can see that in on the app you can scan it and see from where it was grown, who was the ginning, who was the spinning, who was the knitting and who was the dyeing. And if a brand or a customs wants to cross check and cross verify, they will come to Texprocil and Control Union to prove the evidence, and we have all the records and evidence. On that basis only we issue the transaction certificate, and we keep all the legal documents with us which proves the authenticity.
But the only point which my question would be, as you said, it is community based.
Yes,
So your information flows from the community.
yes,
So the basis of information is from community, and say for example, organic cotton. Now organic cotton, when it gets certified, what kind of community information do you get?
yes sir. We always demand for auditable document. Like say for example, if a ginner is procuring say X quantity of cotton, so he must he always issues a buying receipt, buying document, or bank transfer
Or of a farmer.
of a farmer. Yes sir.
So you want to trace up to farmer.
Yes sir.
But how do you verify whether this farmer has given a kind of a genuine organic cotton? How do you?
This is not organic.
It's not organic. It is
No, not organic. But I am just.
I'll
In the
answer.
case of
I'll
organic
answer.
cotton, yes.
I'll
Because
But he is saying that farmer could have given somebody else's also.
I'll answer.
so my point is the basis of certification.
So Saab, I'll tell you what information I have. We have an organization by the name of APEDA. Okay. Now the farmer, before
That is my
getting
point.
For organic,
certified
yes.
to
For
organic,
organic.
he has to
So-
upload what longitude, latitude of land details. All that
From
APEDA.
given by APIDA.
And
For
APEDA.
organic,
For organic cotton. For organic.
Organic.
For organic.
No, we are not talking organic.
No.
इसमें इस मॉडल में
इस मॉडल में तो फार्मर्स
It's
की
a
डिटेल
declaration.
डीलर के पास होती है,
It's a declaration.
के पास है,
डीलर के पास है.
तो वहां से अपना शुरू होता है.
It proves definitely that this is an Indian cotton
Indian cotton.
and not other cotton.
And
And to the retailer, it gives a certificate.
And future में साहब, what we need to do, which is a process
That
now,
that is why I'm
that
asking.
if you know much better that Supima जो
Yes.
US कॉटन होती है,
हाँ.
उस पे जिन कोड नंबर होता है
Correct,
और
This is
उसके
what I
ऊपर
was going to
कॉटन कोड नंबर होता है.
correct.
वो
we need
कॉटन कोड
code there.
नंबर कौन सी सीड है, कौन सा कॉटन का
Exactly.
क्या क्वालिटी है, वो सब आता है उसमें.
That is what is the
जिन कोड होता है कि कौन सी जिन में वो जिन किया, कौन से दिन को
correct.
किया,
So the
कौन से दिन को, तो वो अपना फ्यूचरिस्टिक है.
No, ये बराबर. So that is why you're taken ginning as a model.
Yes.
And I also believe one thing. The ginning is a hub, and that is a nexus or a fulcrum on which the cotton economy moves.
Absolutely.
Because the cotton becomes cotton after ginning.
Yes, yes.
So the ginning is and ginning community-based information is your basic source.
Basics.
Yes.
Yes.
So what we have done also, Saab, at one of our ginners, you know,
Yes.
we have done that. We have engaged, InfiChain करके एक software develop हुआ है, blockchain. InfiChain, जो वेल्सपन ने भी किया है, हमने भी किया है. तो वो blockchain में जो फार्मर जिस दिन कपास लाता है, उसका रिकॉर्ड होता है.
Good.
और वो उसके फार्मर्स का पूरा रिकॉर्ड है, उसका नंबर, आधार कार्ड, सब कुछ, और उसकी कहाँ लैंड है, कौन से विलेज में है, वो सब रिकॉर्ड होती है.
वो समझ
और
गया.
फिर उसका जो है रिकॉर्ड करके उसको सेपरेट रखा जाता है, और कौन से दिन उसने जिम किया उसका बेल को
वो भी निकल.
रिकॉर्ड होके उसकी बेलिंग होती है.
Maybe इसमें भी आपने
ये सिस्टम है.
सुरेश भाई,
मैं पॉइंट तो समझ गया हूँ, लेकिन
सुरेश भाई,
हाँ.
आपको बता दूं एक बात, ये जो बातें बता रहे हैं, ये कहाँ से स्टार्ट हुई है पता है आपको? Who has suggested? CGCDRA. With the help of CGCDRA, he started this. With the help of CGCDRA in Maharashtra.
वरोराडी,
In fact,
चंद्रपुर में हम लोग कर रहे हैं.
के अंदर में कर रहे हैं.
We will
उसका
show you
सारा-
app
उसका
also
सारा-
now.
उसका सारा
ऐप दिखाएंगे हम आपको.
हाँ,
यहाँ पे 6000 फार्मर की डिटेल उस ऐप पे रहेगी.
वो तो माँ.
और फिर जब आपको कोई बेडशीट का हम QR कोड देंगे, वो आपको फार्मर की फोटो दिखाएगा. यू कैन डोनेट हिम $1.
auto populated here.
मैडम,
So when you ask him how the customer care, so if he wants to donate, कि उसको 100 रुपया उस फार्मर को
देना है,
डोनेट करना है, तो वो दे पाएगा.
this is, I only want to say a simple point. This is again CGCDRA,
Yes sir.
which has helped him, which has cooperated with him, and
I know.
which all
We
the
learned from
arrangements.
it. साहब इन्होंने इंस्पायर किया.
मुझे मालूम है, ये मुझे प्रेम भाई भी बता रहे थे.
ये आपको बताऊं मैं कि मैंने सारा यहाँ पर उनके साथ में, एक्चुअली उन्होंने बुलाया भी था, मैं जा नहीं पाया था, but everything started there. It's already now for the last 2 or 3
4
years,
years.
4 years now, and they have
Same thing is
released
being
that.
upscaled.
So now this is being
इतना मुझे मालूम है कि इंडो काउंट has established credentials in other cottons also, which I know.
You see,
Even in organic, you established credentials.
Mills, if they follow Indo-Count, they can do wonders. I can only tell you that.
वो मुझे मालूम है इनका.
वो knowledge से हम
5 मिनट में कंप्लीट कर लें इसको.
There is one related question I want to ask. If when the goods are arriving, suppose
मेरा बहुत-
garment arrives in US custom,
नहीं,
the
even-
bedsheet arrives,
इसमें credentials है.
then the only way to trace it out is the certificate, QR
And-
code only and the certificate, or is there any another forensics?
So there, what is happening is that this was discussed. Even Pima, I met the CEO of Pima also, and he'll join us in one of the meetings. They have got Oritin.
Oritin, हाँ.
Is a
isotope.
Oritin है.
is an isotope based test and geographically. They have mapped the soil across the world,
Yes.
of every region where cotton is grown. So now the US customs is leaning toward that. Welspun has an arrangement with them.
Welspun has arrangement with Oritin.
$180.
We are on
I know about it.
But so when they see that means only by QR code or certificate only the
That
customer.
you will test it.
No.
We will ask for a separate.
There are,
Any testing method.
There will be a forensic.
there are genetic methods.
Oh, do you draw a sample?
टेस्टिंग कब आता है? जब पहले उन्होंने एक सर्टिफिकेशन सिस्टम किया यूएस कस्टम.
Right.
जब तक आपका माल पहुंचेगा उसके पहले उनके पास वो सर्टिफिकेट पहुंचेगा. तो यू हैव टू सबमिट दैट डॉक्यूमेंट फर्स्ट. हुसोएवर इंपोर्ट वहां जो करता है उसको पहले वो सर्टिफिकेट सबमिट करना पड़ेगा कि ये हमारे एसोसिएशन ने ये सर्टिफिकेशन दिया है कि ये ओरिजिन है हमारा, ये इसका QR कोड है, ये इसकी डिटेल है, which they will
Correct.
verify. If they want to test it, they randomly pick up the.
Randomly they will do.
Pick up तो होएगा,
Correct.
test तो करेगा.
That is how the function.
That means GMO certificate.
Just like any other
Fine.
Egyptian.
Actually, at the moment, there is nothing
Yeah.
available to show that this cotton belongs to you.
और आज के दिन यूएस कस्टम क्या कर रहा है?
Last randomly कर रहा, they are checking everybody, Bangladesh.
शिपमेंट ऐसे निकल रहा है कि शिपमेंट
I personally feel that this is a very good start.
So we will start off with this, and this has the
No,
provision.
no, this is very important, but I'm just wondering what is US custom doing now?
Randomly done. I mean, it's not being done.
US custom, what are they doing now? Are they checking, are they testing?
No,
22 जून ये शुरू से
No, I know, but are they really?
Sometimes they are.
they do
I
time.
will send you.
So, but what is they do? They keep the shipment till the test report comes, they don't release it?
No, No, randomly they escalate.
What is happening that the brands are say working with Indocount. Now it is the responsibility of the supplier to provide, like Indocount has the farmer level traceability.
Yes.
So Indocount provides that information to their buyer and they submit it.
No, I'm not questioning. I'm saying till this certification does, what is custom?
Release it.
I was just wondering.
The whole good.
Right now, when there is no certification, what is US custom doing? Because we are all shipping goods. So what is happening? Because I have never come across any problem right now. So I was just wondering what is happening.
Right now, the rule is for Chinese cotton. And slowly they are implementing the regulations for
time to
other
come.
cotton also.
अभी नहीं है वो
US model
चल रही
is
है।
always self-declaration and if you are
जैसे ही होएगा आप क्या
faulting,
करोगे?
it will be such a damage.
No, but this is a very good start.
Very good step.
This is a very good
But
start.
it will come now. In about 2 years' time.
There's a big problem coming. At the moment, we are not facing it.
It will come
And
now.
this one has happened.
Yes, exactly.
भैया ये इतना अच्छा start है. See, now
Once this comes.
further
into
steps you can
our
take it.
system, We don't know whether it's Xinjiang cotton.
This
or
is
what.
being prepared.
So the cotton.
I am
which
very
is
glad.
coming into the country, the yarn. My first request is that if they can get a declaration that this is not made out of Xinjiang cotton. Otherwise, it is. going
बहुत
to go
प्रॉब्लम
to
हो जाएगा,
the
पूरी
weaving
इंडस्ट्री को
sector.
प्रॉब्लम हो
It's
जाएगा,
already come, sir. It's already there. It
क्योंकि
will be
डोमेस्टिक में
exported.
तो यूज हो सकता है, पर एक्सपोर्ट भी यूज हो जाएगा, कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा?
ये
But many garments are importing fabric also from China. Many
No.
garment manufacturers also importing fabric from China.
yes.
So I'm telling you, we are going to face, this is the reason.
No, but now Indian government has to be very proactive.
This is the first.
Proactive है. देखिए ये
Next slide.
4-6 महीने में this will blow up.
You do, we see in IT
It is
where.
going to blow up.
IT
And
where
when
they were
this
very
blows
clear.
up, आपकी shipment
सारी शिपमेंट रुकनी शुरू हो जाएगी, या
तो रुक
हाँ.
Sir, ये complete कर ले एक बार sir.
This
एक बार complete कर ले इसको.
this is a reinforcement of our position.
I think theoretically आप पूरा complete.
हाँ, नहीं
I
complete
think
थोड़ा सा
this is a matter that
what has been put into place.
theoretical है, अभी नया ही है, तो इसको प्रेस कर ले, उसके बाद में फिर डिस्कस करेंगे तो अच्छा
Yes,
रहेगा।
whatever
So,
modifications.
one slide before, एक slide पहले. So this is the scope certificate which I want to share.
These have been issued.
Whenever a factory gets certified, they are issued with scope certificate for their data authenticity. So Indocount. is
Indocount
one of
has a
our pilot
certificate.
runs. So I
हाँ,
think,
very
in this the complete ginning detail and everything.
इन्होंने
is
सारा
mentioned.
complete करवाया है. And ये इनका assessment हुआ है.
This
and then
is
they give the
Shriram cotton का मैम,
and it's valid for 1 year.
No, it correct.
पूरी information रहती है इनके factory का address and सब कुछ सारी चीजें.
So सारी वंशावली है.
एक बात बताइए, अगर मैंने यान खरीदा, तो do I have to do to ensure that the as a
Buy traceable yarn.
I have to buy a traceable yarn, that means I have to take a certificate from it.
You have to ask your yarn supplier to give you certificate.
Okay, cut.
And it is only for 1 year.
जो अभी नहीं है।
आपको
For every year
पहले
validation.
बोला इस बात को, मेरे को याद है एक बार।
हमारा तो गारमेंट का भी प्रॉब्लम है।
बहुत आगे बढ़ जाएगा.
मांगा।
हमारे तो गारमेंट का बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, इतनी फैब्रिक हम इंपोर्ट करते हैं कि फंस जाएंगे।
चाइना.
Sir, for your question.
देखिए ये तो बड़ी बात हो गई.
नहीं सर, इसको एक बार run it round sir.
Invoice,
Read कर ले sir.
e-way bill, financial transaction, all will be verified.
एक मिनट यार. Just finish this.
या प्लीज
चलो भाई.
डरा दिया ना यार तुम। US कस्टमर
Sir, 1 minute. Guru bhai, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
नहीं बहुत अच्छा, चले आगे.
5 minutes.
Next slide please. Next slide.
चलो last करो.
रोड मैप.
8 minutes sir. Can we just finish it?
अमित भाई, अमित भाई, अमित भाई,
you can't ban it. You can't ban. WTO बोलिए,
Just
India can't ban them.
just to demonstrate the roadmap, like, we signed the agreement and all the documentation was completed by July. As of now, we have completed the pilot run for almost 20 ginning.
I understand what you're trying to
Which
say.
have been, the pilot phase has been completed and we have initiated with the spinning mills in the
Can
September.
I ask one question? How many ginning units are there? I'm sorry. How many ginning units are there in India?
3,000 to
3,000.
3,000.
Okay, just okay.
And the software development has initiated, the beta version has been rolled out, and by November end, we will open it for the entire supply chain to be part of the GCC program. And we will start marketing it to the international market with the buyers and other export promotion councils as well to validate or accept GCC as one of the traceable origin.
Why don't you market to US custom itself? Yeah. बाहर से बजाय US custom को ही sell कर दीजिए तो आपका certificate valid हो जाएगा.
Need basis.
No, it makes a hell of a lot of.
Whenever he wants, he will have, but then there is a provision here to include other technology also, you know.
Next slide, please. So this is the, we'll just would like to share that what were the findings in our this pilot run. So we focus primarily on the ginners only. So we have allowed 3 types of inputs. One is directly from Mandi through broker if they have the farmer level traceability, and third, which is being purchased directly from the farmer, they have to capture latitude, longitude, seed type, fiber, everything they have to capture. Traceability up to the heap formation and up to the every bale which is being marked, they have to mention all the details. So next slide, please. So next slide, please.
Next slide.
Okay, now my colleague Rahul will demonstrate how the information is being captured in the GCC at a general level.
Just one small thing.
The process of how you do it.
Why do you give it only for 11 months?
12th month is the renewal.
What happens?
Process
During production and processes during 12th month?
They get a validity, but
The audit actually basically starts before the expiry.
before the
1
expiry.
month before the expiry.
Hello, it is 8/12 to 8/11.
Because you see, because BAM, what happens, whenever there is
Oh, it's 1 year,
addition,
1 year.
organization, or you.
Just a second.
11/8, sorry, I read it reverse.
Periodically. Just like you have annual, why your accounts are audited every year?
Renewal. At least वापस देना पड़े.
Because
Next
you.
slide.
No, it is required. Addition is required.
Next slide, please.
चलो.
So quickly.
So while we conduct a pilot run for each state to validate the procurement process for the GINA. Okay,
Came.
while conducting this audit, we
Manu bhai,
prepared
chale.
a few documents as a production record to verify the authenticity of that purchase.
5 मिनट में जमा
In this
कैसे?
annexures, we maintain the records of the farmer, procurement dates, locations, and the payment receipt details. Okay, and while conducting that audit, we'll also observe that the GINAs prepare the HIP as per quality wise. Whatever they procure, they just the quality assessment and prepare one HIP. So they give a unique HIP number for that particular quality. Next slide, please. In that annexure B, the production document number 2, they mention that HIP details, the what date they are start procurement for that particular HIP and the quantity in that particular HIP.
How do you nomenclature the heap?
The heap, how
Number
to
is being given.
nomenclature.
Number is being assigned by
Number
the
is
GINA.
been assigned by that GINA.
By the GINA. So, समझ.
One HIP can have n number of farmers cotton.
That is true. I appreciate. But how much big is the heap and all that?
That will be recorded. That is
It is his choice. He can decide.
See, up till now also, Saab, the GINA has the record.
Of heap.
But of the heap, from which farmer he bought.
I am running genetic background.
You are going that. But abhi kya hai, it is still unorganized.
But
So slowly
we are
when we
formalizing
start
it.
capturing the
So
data.
this is
it
very
gets
good.
organized.
Otherwise traceability कैसे करेंगे?
Yeah.
This can be used by the GINA.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the actual GINA's data that we are collected.
This
by
could
the-
give a very good organization to the whole trade.
उसमें आपका जो productivity वाला है वो भी इसमें है.
नहीं उसीलिए मैं देख मैं उसी एंगल से देख
And this is automated on a software.
Quality
After
वगैरह
some time it will come.
उसीलिए मैं देख रहा हूँ कि how this can help this digitalization. This is a digitalization.
Yes, yes.
How it can help the
Cloud में.
Make it a real time, whatever they procure, they just update it on a software.
because the whole thing is also productivity depends upon how much percentage of seed, this, that, and so on.
This is next slide.
Okay, next slide, please. Annexure C is a basic of production details from on what date they start the manufacturing of that HIP Step number 1, from the start date to end date, how many bales they are produced from that particular head. They allow unique lot number and PR number, the bales that are produced from that particular head. All these data will be kept and verified at the time of transaction certificate approval. Along with this, we also verify that sales details, sales invoice, transport document like e-way bills, and whatever data we are verified, we just put it on our transaction certificate for the. Okay, next slide, please.
Chalo, aage.
Next, quickly.
This is the current status that what we have, we do in our pilot run. We received around 60 application from all our states. From that, we are certified 19 plants till 1st of October, and 16 are under.
These are all Gini.
Not few are measures of that Ginas, and few are the supply chain sites like Indocounts and big integrated projects.
We also have to show them that the lot number which we bought is on every document, on every value chain.
Yes.
Say the bale opening has got that, then the blow room has it, then the ring frame has it. So the movement of the goods, has to be proven to them that it carries the same lot number till the end,
Till the end
till
of
the
the garment.
stitching.
So this disciplines the Ginners a lot.
Everybody.
I think once
No,
we know
because-
Ginners is more important.
Huh?
Sir, you are right. We need lot of.
We need that kind of thing. We want to discipline the Ginner.
Absolutely. They are still unorganized.
सीधे पंगा हो रहा है।
Organic में कोई problem हो रहा है ना, farmer तक हम जा नहीं पा रहे
हाँ
और जिनर को कंट्रोल है नहीं।
हाँ, बस आप समझ गए। वही उसीलिए मैं
कोशिश कर रहे हैं
काम भी हुआ था 3000 यूनिट्स को अपने को रोपिन करके उनका जो स्टैटिस्टिकल डेटा है वो अपने को चाहिए तो इम्प्रूवमेंट आएगा
आएगा तो सारी इंडस्ट्री में इम्प्रूवमेंट।
No, but how authentic will all this be? Because we've had everybody doing the organic also. Organic went as it is. Any goods went as organic. All these inspection agencies were there. Their certificates went. So how authentic? Because subsequently, after taking that certificate, if my goods are going to be stopped,
But
and then it's not going to be valid, the whole chain, there is leakage always.
because the whole thing is dependent upon the EPIDA.
I'll answer you.
That is where the game has come.
See, there are
In organic.
two cases in this. One is when you document from farm to the ginner. That is one area of focus.
Focus. And
Then post ginning, you have another area when you sell that cotton to somebody like a spinner, because he has to spin the material.
Ginner
So
to the
that
spinner.
happens at a later stage. Now they must have given the certification from the farm to the ginner that this has been produced organic way. The cotton ginner buys it, sells it to say Indocounts, for example, like organic cotton. Now if I take in my mill and I mix it with other, blend it with something, or I take another neutral cotton or neutral yarn and certify that this is organic cotton, then what they can do?
But that's exactly what I'm saying. This is exactly.
No, I will tell you the answer.
Having a system in place.
Now, I will tell you the answer. The whole point is, that is why I asked in the beginning, the farmer, the declaration of farmer is authentic or not, that only APIDA can certify.
Yeah.
Because they don't have mechanism to get to. So APIDA has mechanism. That is why I always, madam, I said up to APIDA, I always said that APIDA should make a farmer registration in such a way that they get authentic information. So the root lies there. This is what I feel, huh? That's why I asked the first question about the farmers.
No, but as Lalpuria ji just mentioned, that in the mill I change it. I mix some other.
But why will you do it? That is my question.
You will be at peril, no?
Today,
You will
see.
be at peril. Supposingly, if your cotton carries another.
Ultimately, what are we?
No, but I will buy the yarn from you, and if you have mixed it and you have given me a certificate, so I am in trouble. I am in trouble.
No, he will be in trouble. No, that
He will, he
is.
This is like a, this is like, this was happening, you know. This was happening.
Production इतना हुआ है,
इसीलिए मैंने पहले ही question.
फार्मर का ही crucial kadi hai.
Kushal Kadi or दूसरा सी in any system,
Tolerance
the penalty
has to
for
be built
not
in.
following should be
See,
significant.
what they are saying that how
Because of organic, everybody believes there's no way to check.
how strong is your process and there won't be proliferation of certification on you by evidence. That you have to convince.
Cotton is not permitted. Any yarn or any
Anybody
cotton
can
of
give
Indian-
certificate, but
Indian
how do you
cotton is
ensure
not
that this
permitted in
certificate can't be given to
Then you
10
stop it,
people?
period, matter
And
ends. So why should I
there is
go
no
to
deep.
That is right.
Cannot
See,
Amit,
that is right.
I don't want to.
Amit, you cannot do it.
Sir, एक
Because of bilateral trade agreement, you have to.
उसको खत्म कर ले सर, लेकिन record-
ચલો આપણે
let us finish.
અમિત આ તારી વાત સાચી છે
इसको
કે point they have to answer.
ठीक है, चलिए, इसके भी तो लोग जुड़े हैं साहब।
अच्छा अच्छा
People are on call.
Okay.
Please understand that. Go ahead, read it please. आगे चलिए. Any other point? Conclude करो.
So there is a point now you're talking about membership. So people who have already member of gods for some other reason, maybe certified other cotton or something, they have to take a separate membership for traceability.
Yes. This is an independent program.
Get audited.
Yeah,
have to get
audited and separate.
You have that
Declaration.
system.
Any other questions, sir?
What he
We have
says
come
is
to the end of it
important.
last time.
Because this means there are certain
Any
ethical.
of our participants
So any
online?
kind of
Would you like to say
misdisclosure
something? There are people
should be
online.
heavily penalized.
Any
That
of
is
you
the
would like
only
to
way,
comment?
except that nothing.
So just as a concluding remark, we are targeting about the 98% of the content.
That's right.
Organic is just
This
2%.
is it.
As everyone said that organic is very different. With organic, there are certain technical limitations in terms of availability of GMO seeds and pesticides. In conventional, there is no such limitation, so we don't expect anything wrong to happen with conventional cotton. So it is with a very good intention. It has been initiated to support the industry. It is on a voluntary basis, and we want industry to be very transparent because it is a human who is entering the data and who is providing the information.
It's a
So
step
if-
in the direction of
Yeah,
traceability.
it's in the traceability and it's the integrity of the information which is being fed into the system. If manipulation happens at the entry stage, so no system can be
No
foolproof.
system can.
See,
Everything
that
can
is,
be
I
manipulated.
have to recount one thing when he says, I think I have recounted it in Bhutan, they have something like legal roofs. So the guide will tell you, this kind of roof is legal, the other one is not. My standard question was, how do you prove it? We believe in distrust. If he has any case made without taking your permission, the lady turned and asked me, but why will he do it?
Yes. So
So it's in your
It's an
own
innocent
interest.
question. It's an innocent
We
question.
believe that everybody is out to make fool.
we can be then
Percent of the people are not mills. They are not spinning mills. They are nothing. They are just merchant exporters like us, who just got stitching factories. Now, how do I also get all those certifications, man? It's not very simple. As you know, for them to sell certificates is very good for them. But for us, it becomes difficult to prove everything.
Now I will.
You have one certificate, right? In the absence of anything, you have one.
Now to.
You have to select something. You have something, no?
Amit, to answer your question, Textile Commissioner has already called APIDA several times, and so many points have been raised, and so many points are being answered, and that work is also being done. Because the start point, if the start point is wrong, the ultimately it is wrong. But he has one solution which he has just now given. He says that the whole process is the crossing the check or transferring the check. If you do anything, the Negotiation Act, Section 14 comes into act. So some kind of heavy penalty, it's bank-like thing. એને કહ્યું ને, એટલે the on carry of the information, so misdeclaration is a heavy penalty.
So I think any other questions from our panelists?
No, it's
Or
a
any
great
of our
thing, it's a
people
great
from-
thing and it's really useful thing to go ahead with this.
We have started something, sir.
Yeah.
કરવો પડશે.
There are so many questions because of starting.
But certificates.
It would be a good
You
thing,
should
I mean,
stop-
it
you
is
should stop
required.
people from taking certificates because the buyers, the moment a new certificate comes in, the buyer says you take it. Without that, I'm not going to do business. The number of certificates that each company has got that kind of business does not come to
This is
that.
voluntary, Amit bhai.
My dear
It's
friend.
totally voluntary.
No, my dear friend, but my customer will insist tomorrow.
No, either way, we are getting complaint. You get it, whether even without this system, when the customer asks, what do we do?
No, this is a step.
This certificate industry is so huge, it's a $20 billion industry, madam. So, sometimes when we think that whether we should go for this certificate or not, I mean, we are forced to take it. But it's not right. We should, or the government should say something on this certificate.
Government should say.
We should get some subsidy. from the
But that will come in its course.
Yeah, something.
But this is a step there. This is that what they have
It's
conceived.
voluntary steps. It's voluntary.
It is,
Nothing is.
ये voluntary रहेगा नहीं भाई. एक बार आपने चालू कर दिया तो voluntary.
Voluntary को
Even if today
compulsory
the buyer wants from you, what do you
Sir,
do?
today all certificates are voluntary.
भैया
Being a member of Texprocil is voluntary. There's no
No, fair enough. So, but the
Everything is
system is in
voluntary.
place.
voluntary has to be made compulsory.
It
It has to be made compulsory.
Buyers don't ask for it, so be it. I think if nothing else is there, we'll wrap up this session.
And just one more thing that we have, consulted with the industry and all the stakeholders and brands, and we are also, put forward a proposal to Texprocil that Control Union, IDS, and if Bhabha Atomic Research Center can collaborate, India can have their own database of the geo tagging and geo mapping. And this is
That will be
something
better.
that would be best, and it would not help only cotton, but all the agricultural produce which India produces, because geo tagging and origin is one of the concerns, and we have a very good incentive towards that in front of
Thank you.
buyers. Okay, thank you,
Thanks
sir.
a lot.
Anybody, any questions, or shall we?
What is the cost of this?
Right now, the certification is, I think, about 10,000 rupees a year. And per lot, you have some
For
transactions.
one unit, it costs around 40,000 rupees plus taxes.
But yes,
For one unit. it
For one
costs
unit.
40,000.
One company.
One company.
And
And
certificate.
One unit.
No, is it standard for?
Certificate wise any,
Charge factory or any-
certificate wise any cost.
transaction certificate is chargeable per invoice. It is being charged.
How much?
Finished product, 1,000 rupees.
Then 40,000.
so 40,000 plus per invoice.
रजिस्ट्रेशन होगा प्रोग्राम में, उसके बाद जितने आप सर्टिफिकेट लेंगे 1,000 रुपए के हिसाब से वो इशू।
हमारे गारमेंट में तो 50 वो invoice.
It's your baby, yeah?
जिसको चाहिए वो लेगा।
Wrong.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
इसका एक फायदा मैं जो देख रहा हूँ, वो जो सुरेश भाई कर रहे हैं ना, प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ाने का, कौन सा सीड लग रहा है, क्या करने का, अगर एक टैगिंग हो जाती है तो वो फायदा हो सकता है।
Rich data, we will get great copy.
Yes, it is there.
और अभी क्या है, रूल रेगुलेशन बन रहे हैं। You have to get organized.
Pilot run.